Hey everybody, so this is another podcast. I've just been really enjoying making podcasts, having these conversations is a lot of fun. And this is a new one that I'm going to be doing, hopefully with Kam, if he will have me, every single month to try and predict how these new champions are going to be. And it's likely we'll get a lot of predictions wrong and stuff. It's more of a champion review than a prediction because at this point the champions are already out. We have their abilities. The list here is of a rank 5, level 50, 5-star champion. So, we have their base stats, we've got their synergies, we've got their abilities, and we're just gonna look over and see what we think about these champions on paper. I apologize for the graphic, it's a little choppy. This is the first time I'm doing it and I really want to get this out fast, so I'll have to come up with a better way to do it next time maybe, but we do an okay job of making this audio only. So if you're watching, great, take a look at the abilities while you're watching, but if you're listening, you should be just fine. Anyway guys, hope you enjoy it, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Alright, we'll see how it
Big
goes.
files.
But this time we'll start. We're gonna go over the new champions, Omega Red and Emma Frost.
We are.
In that order. We think that Omega Red will come out first.
I think that is confirmed. That is confirmed in one of their videos.
Confirmed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Omega Red is the content creator champion.
Okay, so I guess by the time this gets out, then it will be already. Those videos will be out. Maybe not. No, they won't.
Maybe not.
They won't.
Maybe not. Yeah. Embargoes, man. Embargoes. They get you.
Yeah. The content creator champion. That's interesting. Did he pop up on Jade's profile?
I haven't checked, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't checked. I can check right now. Let me check right now and see.
Yeah.
Because those stats, when they appear in game, they are finalized.
Yeah. Well, and so, anyway, Omega Red, he's coming first, and his arena is coming up next week coming up, right? Should be about a week from now.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah, and they usually start on Thursdays, their first arena.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Good. And I think he's going to be the stronger of the two champs. Just because of the abilities we've seen. Nothing we've seen actually like gameplay-wise on offense, but hopefully that'll be confirmed soon. He seems to me like I said just a few minutes ago before we started recording, the void of sort of a void, but one that you have to be in their face rather than standing far back.
Just confirming this, Omega Red is in Turbo Tim's account.
Turbo Tim's? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Great. These content creators with their weak profiles. Sorry. Just had to do it.
I mean, he does seem to be pretty high prestige. He is higher. Nope, that's a 630 Phoenix. That's a 624 Dr. Voodoo. Okay, he may not be as high of a prestige as a 4-star, but that doesn't say much about the 5-star.
No. I don't think also it's what did you think about Emma's prestige? I know that the MCOC Mod video has only got her at 50 out of 65, but it still seemed a little low to me. I don't know.
So I believe in MCOC Mod video, in his previous video on Korg and Heimdall, he had Korg at level 55 as well. But he ended up being super high prestige. So who knows how that works?
Very high. I mean, Korg is number 5 in the game right now. So
I guess
theoretically in the prestige team.
He had Korg at rank 5, like level 50. Korg at that rank had 9,462.
Yeah.
Prestige.
That's a good chunk higher than what we're seeing with Emma here at 9131.
Yeah, but who knows how they scale right at the end.
Oh no, that's not Emma there. Yeah, that's true. They do scale differently, and I don't know how they come up. Oh, Emma's at 9374 actually.
Oh, so
She could be
she's
higher.
gonna be high prestige.
Yeah.
She's
She's
gonna
gonna
be
be
high
high.
prestige.
I'm getting ready for an arena grind for her, man.
Mm.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, let's get into it though. Let's talk about Omega.
All right. So Omega Red is coming soon. He is the final boss of the Uncollected mode.
Yep.
He's not that hard to fight against.
No.
I think he's a straightforward fight. Just keep your distance whenever the spores are on you, or don't. Just
Oh,
smash
that damage starts adding up big time, though, doesn't it? I think it took me 2 tries to get him on the first time. I went in blind, and the first time I was getting into the rhythm of fighting him with his tentacles and everything, and then all of a sudden I just insta died.
And I'm running a Luke Cage with suicides. That dude knows no bands. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah. So his animations are very easy to dodge. That's one thing.
His HP seems somewhat low. Yeah, because Korg at level 50 rank 5 had 32,000 HP. This dude has 27,000. But Korg is like one of the highest HP characters in the game. I think this dude is gonna go up to around 30,000 when it's all said and done.
It looks like it. He'll be sort of an average.
And the attack is also going to be average. Korg's attack was very low.
Mm-hmm. I wish they were these video ones were at level 65.
He usually does them at level 65, but I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay. We will include the link to these videos in the description. I assume. All right, let's move on to the synergies because I'm very interested in those.
You want to start with synergies? Yeah. Let's do that.
Because
he's got some Omega Red's got some amazing synergies, and they're doing the same thing with Colossus as they tried to do with Ant-Man.
They're big time.
So Ant-Man,
big Colossus.
I consider the Ant-Man one to be kind of a faceplant. I didn't really think, even maxed out, that the Ant-Man was putting out anywhere near the numbers we kind of wanted from a buff. So, but just based on the synergies that we're seeing here, the Colossus one is significantly stronger.
Colossus is common to see this dude with 4 or 5 armor stacks, right? So 20% per armor stack is pretty sweet.
Yeah, so we're
also giving
with Omega Red, Colossus is gaining 20% attack for each armor up buff, and then also the added ability that a parry will give him an armor up buff. So that's a potential for 2 armor ups on a parry, 40% attack instantly. It's pretty cool.
And also Wolverine is getting a bleed increase. I'm not sure how much that's gonna matter to him, not being available as a 5-star and 6-star.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep the 4-star relevant. Just for a little bit more.
He is a good region champ still. I feel he's an effortless region champ, and he himself from the Metal Mayhem synergy is getting 4% crit damage for each death spore on the opponent. And we will get to his base stats later, but this 4% can go a long way because his base crit damage is very low.
Mm-hmm. And he can rack up those death spores in a variety of ways, I think. So,
yeah,
those especially on attack. Yeah, especially on attack, those can get up to a high number. So then we're moving down to he's got another synergy with Deadpool and Sabretooth, another 3-man synergy. It's kind of interesting that they do it like this because you don't need all 3 of them in the team, and same with the Wolverine and Colossus.
Yeah,
this style, but they're in the same synergy, right? So basically, these are 2 different champions that will give Omega Red the same buff, but they each get their own unique buff. So it's interesting.
I don't think either of the 2 recent champs are getting the family style synergy team, like 3-man synergy team.
Right? Yeah, that was just a Wasp and a Ghost thing.
Wasp, Ant-Man, Ghost, and Medusa.
Right.
Yep.
So Deadpool's getting 25% additional power rate against bleeding opponents. I think this is pretty negligible. It won't. I don't think we'll notice it because, it's similar to what Carnage's power gain is supposed to be, and nobody can really notice that one.
I think maybe in the future we're gonna see another Deadpool X-Force synergy.
Yeah, you've got the 6-star version of him available, right? So
So he's not
There's
that bad.
he's not that bad,
But
but
the thought of having to dupe him in order to fully take benefits of this synergy is just nightmares.
yeah, total nightmare. But Sabretooth gets a really good synergy here. 30% chance to inflict bleed with basic claw hits. I'm guessing that's all of his basic attacks.
Yeah,
I'd have to go through. Maybe one of them is like a kick, and maybe that doesn't
maybe.
count. But it looks like it's going to be all the basic attacks. And dealing 40% of his attack is direct damage. Now, what do you think? Does that count the Furies?
Oh, it does. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be ridiculous.
it's 40% of his hit. So if it crits, it's gonna bleed for more.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be a really big buff for Sabretooth, I think.
Also, it's a short bleed, so good synergies with deep wounds.
Yep. Good call. And then.
And he himself is getting 30% faster rate to inflict death spores.
Oh yeah. Somehow I
And
missed that
30%
important one.
longer for them to be removed. I think this is going to be a big bump to his DPS.
Yes, definitely, because a lot of the damage he does relies on these spores that we'll get into later. But
Big time.
if they ever implement these synergies for defense again too, that's a big defensive synergy right there.
They just fall off so fast.
They
I don't
do.
think 30% would, like, in defense, it's so easy to back off.
True. I'm just picturing some nodes where always seem to sort of end up in the corner though, you know, and
I think there are some
especially
nodes that
Quake,
are good for him.
You know, Quake's gonna have a trouble.
Oh yeah,
fighting
Quake
this.
is going to be really bad for him.
Yeah. So some people still rely on Quake a lot. I hope to rely on her one day. All right. So his last synergy, is this his last one? No,
That's
he's got a couple
not the last
more.
synergy.
Jesus.
Yeah,
These
there's
new champions have so many synergies. So it's
big
called
time.
Seeing Red. Really clever. They picked the other red champion. This is such a funny synergy. Okay, there's some red guys in the game. Let's make them all on a team. Well-timed blocks for Omega Red will grant 1 death spore up to max 30. Does that increase the max spores he can get? Because there's something in his abilities about
It's a
getting
max
up.
of 10.
Yeah. So there's other
But
ways
once
to get
you get
spores.
to that max of 10, you're getting the payback of, the damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting that direct damage. Until you get to 10, you're not getting any of the damage.
Right, but then you can get up to 30 if you've got the synergy.
The degen. If you got the... Oh.
Right? So they can continue to increase with normally or just on the parries, you know? So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. But I can
Maybe
see...
this is total of 30 per fight.
Oh.
Can be inflicted this way, maybe.
Good call. That's... Yeah. Actually, I could see it being that way. Yeah. Either way, Red Hulk's great to have a synergy with someone who I'm predicting is going to be a pretty good Alliance War attacker.
Oh, he's so much fun.
And Red Hulk's also a good Alliance War attacker. So, like, having them on a team with a synergy is very cool.
Red Hulk's synergy, though, the synergy he gets is not very good.
No, he gets, 25% power rate against incinerated opponents.
And the only way he incinerates people is like a short incinerate off the SP3, which you really don't want to use. And I'm not sure how this is going to pan out for Red Hulk, but for Omega Red, maybe it's okay.
It's a powerful incinerate, though, for sure, if he's got some heat charges.
It is, yeah.
If you take an L3 nowadays, from Red Hulk, you're going down.
Dead.
Yeah. It used to be fine. Now you're dead because Incinerate used to be on the L2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Red Skull, the other red. Look at these guys. Omega. They all have red in their name too.
Omega Red.
Red Skull
so red,
has a real. If I'm reading this right, it's a ridiculously awesome synergy.
Buff. Yeah.
So when he's under 1 bar power, charging Red Skull's heavy attack grants him unstoppable for 2 seconds. Okay, that's not very long, but if you get people close, then you're gonna be fine.
It is pretty good.
It just you have to know the AI you're facing.
Yeah, just heavy as someone dashing at you. And man, you're gonna cube them into oblivion.
So this is the best part about it, though. You don't even have to time your heavy attack.
Yeah, no.
The way I'm reading
just
this,
get hit.
if someone hits you, which they will if they dash in, the buff is immediately removed, but Red Skull immediately executes the heavy attack. So you just hold your heavy, and you're gaining power because Red Skull has a native ability where he gains power while he's charging his heavy, and then you spam your special one, and then you just repeat, and it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, until you get that. And this dude is very tanky. He like those armor up he gets.
Yeah.
They also give him crit resist, so he's very tanky. You can tank a few hits from one opponent.
This is gonna be a slower but way more effective version of Mordo's heavy spam strategy.
Yeah, big time.
Pretty cool. So anyway,
also the heavy shocks the opponent.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't have a Red Skull, so I have to.
I know of a certain bald man.
You know a guy
who owns a Red Skull. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was very excited. He was wearing. He was changing pants like crazy. Oh, speaking of changing pants, this one is big. 10% increase to intimidating presence debuffs damage to void.
Yep. This is where I think Kabam also was sort of considering him another version of Void. Because look at the synergy they gave Omega Red to. 10% more damage to Death Field. 10% more damage to Intimidating Presence debuffs and Death Field. They're both really good. That's like throwing a 10... That's just a boost. Like,
oh, that is so good.
You know what I mean? That's damage
so
Void
good.
is doing continuously. All the time. During the whole fight.
And I feel this duo of Void and Omega Red is going to be so powerful. It's going to be... You are going to have Void for pretty much a lot of the fights.
Yeah.
But you don't want to take that Void into a fight versus a skill champion. So you have Omega Red, who's basically Void but mutant.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Imagine this this seeing red synergy with Omega. So you've got Void, Red Hulk, and Omega Red on an attack team. You've got 3 different classes. Oh my god. Oh no, you don't. Red Skull, I meant. Put the Red Skull in. I think you've got something there. That's a pretty decent attack team.
Man, Void and Red Skull should have had a synergy together.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right, let's go a little back and let's look at his base stats, because those are awful.
Yeah, they're low. Man, when I saw them the first time, I was just like, okay. But it's clear that his damage doesn't come from basic attacks.
They remind me of my beloved Luke Cage and Hyperion, let me tell you. It's tempting me even more to go for him. Because
good for this makes him better for suicides.
He's going to be such a good champ to run with suicides. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Even on defense, I can sweet talk B-Manny into letting me place him with suicides and never take them off.
Yeah. We're getting to the point where you could potentially build a team of 5 that might be better with suicides on. I mean, I'd have to brainstorm a bit, but I feel like I could pull 5 champions out that might be arguably better with the suicides on.
Okay, so 16% crit rate. Well, 16.7. 154 crit damage. Yeah. Those are all pretty low. 61% block proficiency. That's average. That's right about average. And then if we move forward to his actual abilities, oh man, he looks so cool.
This is a long list here.
Yeah.
So
all right.
We'll go through them, but we'll try and flash them on the screen if we can. If we can't, I'm not sure if we'll be able to.
I mean, bloody, if you want to flash something on screen, might as well be their abilities, am I right?
Well, yeah, I just have to get them somehow. Reference the video, but okay. Where do you want to start on his abilities? They're long and they don't necessarily go in order.
Let's start from the passive.
Okay. You go for it.
All right. So he is immune to poison. He takes 90% less bleed damage.
Oh, it just screams suicides. I love it.
So this dude is not going to be subject to the healing penalty from Liquid Courage, and he can run double edge and heal a ton from it.
He will
He
heal.
can heal.
Can we do the
more
math on
than
this?
Well,
it's 16 seconds, so let's just assume he'll heal a little bit less than 16%, right? No. It'll be like 10% of his max health, right? At every fight.
I think so.
Something like that. That's pretty good. That's really good. Well, that's similar to Corvus Glaive right now.
But Corvus, he is a lot different than Corvus, I think. We can talk about the comparison soon. And then the second ability, the second passive, I think this dude is the counter to Thorns, to any kind of Thorns, because this is some weird wording here. Tentacle hits, which is not every hit. I think his medium is definitely a tentacle hit. Reduce 100% of damage inflicted by enemies' abilities that deal passive damage when they are struck.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, it's weird wording. So I was testing out my Gladiator Hulk against Korg.
Yeah.
And his description mentions that he heals back like 70% of
while suffering
passive damage over time. Mm-hmm. So it's not a damage over time, I gather. Thorns is not a damage over time.
Yeah.
But this description here, it can't be anything but Thorns. And it fits perfectly that it is on his mediums.
So
you can
we're
go
talking
into
about
a Korg fight.
Ooh, what about Red Skull? When you hit into his block?
That also is. But is he being struck? Is he being struck on his block? Are these two the same things?
No. So tentacle hits reduce the damage by enemy abilities when they are struck. When the enemies are struck.
Yeah.
Right?
Is hitting on somebody's block the same as them being struck?
That's a good call. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe not. Maybe yes.
I hope so, though. I think that would be a cool little addition to, as a surviving mechanism. Like, it's what's that node? Explosive personality. That would be cool.
That would be cool. I'm not sure if this would work like that, because I recently recall Heimdall, another champ, who had like similar wording. Mm-hmm. About his true strike going away if he's struck. But that didn't go away if he was struck on his block. So I'm not sure if this would apply to that. But just focusing on this, I think he is designed to counter Korg. And I know a lot of people are gonna be just up in arms about Kabam introduced the BS defender, and
they just released the counter.
Now you have to grind for the counter. You don't have to. You can counter Korg with literally every champ in the game if you know how to play. Yep. All right.
They've been doing this though. They've been really going rock paper scissors and releasing champions in quick succession of sort of.
So what you're telling me is Korg is rock.
Korg is rock, and this guy is definitely paper. Korg is not. Blade is scissor.
Wow. Blade is.
Korg is rock. Smashes blade.
Big scissor, yeah.
So yeah, this guy's gonna be a really good counter to Korg. Really good. Just on that alone. So one of the difficult things about Korg is just getting out of unavoidable damage, just avoiding it. You don't have to worry about that with this guy.
I don't think that is. We can talk about Korg at the end of this if we can blast through this. We can talk about Korg at the end of this. I think that's not the most. That's not the scariest part about fighting Korg.
Is the unblockable. Okay. But yeah, let's move on. Yeah. Let's stay on Omega Red for sure.
Death Factor.
Do you want to? Is that where we start here?
So many metal 80s.
I know
terms. It's like Death Factor.
Yeah, Death Factor. Yeah, these are fairly well laid out. These abilities. So while Omega Red is close to whoever he's fighting, he will inflict on them 1 death spore, which is a passive debuff. Well, it's not even a debuff. It's just a counter, but it's passive, so it doesn't matter. Every half a second up to 10. So 5 seconds close to somebody, and you're up to 10. Once the opponent is out of range, they lose 1 death spore every 0.15 seconds. That's very fast. If you haven't fought Omega Red yet in the event quest, they fall off in a matter of seconds. I mean, one
second.
Oh yeah, a little over 1 second, which is good because you'll see later that those things matter. And these are not affected by ability accuracy reduction at all. So if you get a bunch,
which is also important because this dude has a villain tag. You don't want a certain.
Well, hold on. Didn't Danger Sense say in its wording that it bypasses ability accuracy reduction prevention?
Danger Sense said it's in description that it bypasses ability accuracy reduction immunities.
Yes.
Of dimensional beings.
Oh, okay. Wow, they really covered their butts there, didn't they?
That doesn't extend to villains. So
okay.
it
good.
Doesn't extend to Mordo. It doesn't extend to this dude.
Okay. That's good though. That's good.
Yeah.
That means he can, even fighting Blade, he'll be fine. They will always.
Oh man, somebody
apply.
brings Blade into this fight, they're gonna be so shafted.
Yeah.
Oh.
So every single death spore that's on them, up to 10, can lower the armor rating by 110. That's not small
bad at all.
That's a pretty big
all.
armor break. At 10 spores, I think. The only one I know off the top of my head is Phoenix's. It's 666.
I think. Well, this is like 1,100 armor break.
Yeah, it's much stronger than it's way less than Thor's.
Hyperion's is also like around 600, and that dude increases damage by about 50%.
Yeah, so this is going to be a pretty big increase to damage here.
Yeah, and also the bigger part here. The bigger anti-Korg, anti-skill part here.
Mm-hmm.
This reduces their chance to purify debuffs by 10%. So 10
up to 100.
Up to 100, yeah.
That's amazing.
10 death spores, and you don't have to deal with Korg's shrug off.
Yeah.
Or
not only that,
Venom shrug off.
or Kingpin.
Or nothing.
Or the symbiotes. Maybe the skill sentinels. Purifying?
Yeah. No purifying for those.
He's going to be great for Alliance Quest. That's 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, an on-demand region for sure.
And look at this, but he does have, look at this last thing. Death spores struggle to affect mechanical opponents. So 4 times slower versus robots they apply. Who cares? Who cares? He'll be fine.
Yeah, he will be fine.
4 times slower is pretty slow, though. That's once every 2 seconds for... You'd have to be playing very aggressive versus a robot to get up to 10 and stay there.
I don't think you will. Maybe you will.
It might be impossible. Yeah, so...
Yeah, you would just have to push them to SP3s.
Yeah, true. Well, that would be okay in Alliance Quest, potentially. Okay, so that's the death factor. No, so far those spores don't do any damage. They've reduced people's accuracy or purifying chance and armor rating, but the damage comes from the death field. So
it sure does. That's what happens if you go into this fight and you have a blade.
Oh,
and
don't parry. Don't parry him, whatever you do. So I thought it was really funny when who's the first attempted counter to blade was Bishop? No, it wasn't Bishop, sorry.
Killmonger.
Yes, Killmonger with the whole, it didn't work. But this is totally different.
Oh, this is going to work so hard.
Killmonger just gains a little bit of power when you place the debuff on him. That's nothing. Death Field causes the death spores to degen the enemy. So however many you have, each one deals 78 on this champion. It's a green number, so it's gonna scale up with your champion per second. It looks like that might get up to like 90 on the maxed out 565. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Probably 90 is a good call. Let's go with 90.
Yeah.
So it's 90 damage per second. Oh. This also increases the death spore maximum to 30. right?
Yeah. So once he's bleeding, basically you want if you are Omega Red, you want to be bleeding for a couple
And
reasons. Not only because the death field
this is not
activates.
the only way to activate Death Field, right?
Oh no,
Uh,
there. Yeah, moving on. I
the
thought
SP,
there
yeah.
is something else.
So, okay, let's just do some calculations here. So there's 90 there, and then it goes up to 30. So,
Well, hold on. It's easier for me to do 10 is 900 a second, and then that 30 would be 2700 a second. So we'd be seeing
yep,
1350 ticks on the
yep.
opponent. That's crazy. I don't think Void's degen gets that high at all. Does it?
No, it does
1350?
not. No, it does
But
not.
I think
This would require you to do some fighting gymnastics and
a little bit.
keeping close proximity.
But
But
they're
still,
gonna
this is
apply.
crazy.
They're gonna apply at their normal rate up to 30 with the death field.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's insane damage. Absolutely insane. People are just gonna melt. Just for reference, I use a 455 Archangel pretty often in questing, and I'm pretty sure with like 3 to 4 or 5 neurotoxins, they're ticking for around 1300 or so. It's not it's a good chunk of it's a good number of neurotoxins to get up to that damage, and so we're talking.
Also,
I'm predicting this guy's gonna kill Winter
this,
Soldiers.
Let me add
quick.
to this real quick. To add to this, if you're running suicides, this is gonna activate right away.
Ooh. Right away, and will it do more damage? Will that green number scale with attack?
It will,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy moly! So this is gonna be crazy. I'm thinking we're gonna see some Winter Soldier melting.
That's 30. That's 30 number. That 1300 number you said. That's gonna go up to like 2K.
Yeah.
With class advantage
and suicides.
Also, some people were saying that this may be like a defensive strategy to place him with suicides.
Yeah.
I agree. Wink, wink. Be many if you're listening. I want to place with suicides.
Oh man, the dream.
The dream. But I'm not sure if that would be the case because the bleed duration for double edge is not that long. People can just wait it out, and this is not like a constant degen that's gonna just apply to you. You have to get the death spores on you, right?
True. He could be they definitely hit the mark with brute force. That's a good node for him, and that's the node that is active in the event quest. But it was pretty easy to play around. There was a lot of windows because they made his animations so not simple. They're very cool, but they're easy to dodge, and there's a lot of ends.
They are. Yeah.
So anyway, that's the death field. So we've got the death. What was the first one? Death factor.
Death spores.
Death spores. The death factor.
Oh,
the
there's
death
so
field.
much death with this dude.
This guy is dead. He's metal as hell, man. Oh, I was about to say a bad word. So anyway,
not a bad word.
No bad words. Anyway, heavy attacks. Of course, every new champion seems to have something with heavy attacks. Inflicts a degeneration debuff, which is cool. I like how it's not. Nobody's immune to degen except maybe him. For 7 seconds.
I don't think he's gonna be immune to degen debuffs.
Okay, yeah, because this will counter. This won't activate Face Me, for anybody who's wondering. But I think Face Me activates through the death field. So
it does, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So if you're gonna play, if you're gonna fight against the Gladiator Hulk with this guy, maybe you don't want to bleed and activate the death field.
I don't think you wanna fight the Gladiator Hulk with this guy.
No. Well, somebody.
In general.
This might end up being somebody's first 5-star one day, and they'll have to know these things. So anyway, the degen does pretty small. Okay,
no,
that's
that's
per
not
death
small.
spore. Oh, I read that wrong. I heard. Okay, this is a lot. This is 328 per death spore. Oh my god, dude. Okay, but it's over 7 seconds.
Yeah,
that's
over 7 seconds. It's fine. But the biggest part about the degen is
that's 5x what the other ones were doing.
No.
Per second. Yeah.
This is not per second. This is
okay.
Per death spore.
Still,
so it's like
I'm guessing they won't stack the degen debuffs.
the degen debuffs from death spores
From heavy
and
attacks.
the heavy? Yeah, they do.
No, I mean, I'm guessing if you did 2 heavies in a row, they wouldn't stack.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. Okay.
So this is important. So this degen is your key to keeping your death spores. The death spores that you activate don't just go away, don't expire.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have this degen going, which is just imagine like playing this dude. You go into the fight, you're super aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
and then the enemy is not baiting his special, and then you just land a heavy, so you have 7 seconds to bait that special without worrying about your death spores expiring.
Think of trying to keep Loki's curse up. Sort of similar. Strategy there.
But easier, and that's less complicated with not having to do SP3s and not having like a 60% chance on the SP1.
Well, the heavy attack with Loki
is 100%,
refreshes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this will be decent for keeping up 30 spores and doing ridiculous amounts of damage. The only thing is 7 seconds. It's not short, but it's also not super long.
Yeah, and there's no way of extending this, so maybe it would be useless, maybe not.
I think it's going to be good for like the Winter Soldier fight, for example. And it's going to be good
if he's not just baiting.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's going to be great in Alliance War. People will probably use it. I think the fights are going to be over before you need multiple heavy attacks. Because you'll probably want one while you're baiting, and then I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I think this suit is going to be pretty cool. SP1 is a regen.
Oh, we're at the bottom of these
I think abilities. It's a pretty strong regen. If you have the 30 death spores, like the ideal 30 death spores.
Yeah.
So it's like a 30 times 177.
So that would be.
That's like a 5,000 regen.
That's very good. That's 20 at the moment, right? 25%. 20%. 20% of his max hit points. Amazing. So it's cool because there's a couple of different ways you can. It seems like there's different ways you can play him and different abilities you can use to make him do what you want, right? So say maybe you need to regen a little bit. The special attack 1, it's going to be great, and you can get those 30 spores up pretty quickly with his abilities. Launch a special 1, heal up a little bit, and then reset, and then go for damage maybe your next rotation.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then the SP2 gives you the death field for 10 seconds.
I love
so
the
you
name
don't
death
need...
field.
I know, it's just... And the animation for this is amazing. Have you seen the animation for the SP2?
I've seen it. I was special 2'd in the first fight. Yeah, it's very cool. So the death field for 10 seconds is great. That's a lot of damage you can inflict if you're so inclined. And then the special, we already talked about the death field, so I'll just move on to the special 3, which removes all death spores from the opponent to inflict Essence Steal, which is cool. I like the name, Essence Steal. It passively steals. Passively, I don't know what that, I'm not quite sure what that's going to mean, but hold on. 300 health and 3.3% of current power from the opponent for each death spore removed.
This is going to be so powerful.
Current power, so that's the reason it's 3.3 is that goes up to 99.9. So that's 100 at 30 death spores. Pretty cool.
All right, so hear me out here.
Yeah.
You enter a fight. How long does Double Edge last?
16 seconds.
All right, you have 16 seconds to get to your SP3.
Hold on, let me see. What do you removes all that's inflicts Essence Steal?
So you have 3. If you can have Death Field active, right?
Yeah.
When you are doing your SP3, either through your SP2 or through through your Double Edge. I don't think it's not necessarily possible through either way, but let's just hypothetically imagine
Power Start 1 boost. This can be done.
Power Start 1, probably, yeah. So you can have 300 times 30 regens.
Uh-huh.
So that's like 9,000 regen. And you don't even have to worry about baiting their specials because you just steal 100% of their power.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In this hypothetical scenario, they're at a special 3 as well, and you just drain them all the way down to 0, like vision. Yeah, this is a great special 3. Great. And even if it's if you only have like 10 death spores up and you want to throw this, that you're still stealing a good chunk. That's a whole bar of power you're draining from them.
That's a bar of power, and that's also 3,000 HP. Also, you're not getting recoil off of this, so
yeah, always good for suicide champions to have a decent special 3.
I think his SP3 is better than his SP1.
Oh, easily, but I mean, you can throw the SP1 3 times as often.
Yeah, but
twice as often, right?
How's that I agree, work?
Yeah.
But
it's not double the health still.
No, it's
right?
Not.
But you do get the power. So power control, tick. Immunities, tick. Damage, tick. Oh my god. And not relying on stats or critical hits. That's prestige, a big thing.
Probably not tick.
No, I don't think he's going to have good prestige. It looks
anti-thorns, tick.
Yeah, the regen is amazing. And yeah, you don't have to... See, it's funny because it's like you want regen on champions maybe that you're going to run suicides with. That are going to take the damage from the suicides. He's not even going to take a lot of the damage. He's going to heal by willpower from the bleed.
And he's going to heal from the...
2 out of his 3 special attacks give a regen. I mean, and the special attack 2, you don't really need it when you're using him with suicides because you start with 16 seconds of death field.
Oh so good.
My god! So yeah, this is
just
crazy.
Going back to his sig that we skipped.
Oh my god, we forgot the best part.
Is a good chunk of damage that it adds to his kit. I feel
so lethal dose. It's not a deathly dose. I see. All right, so if the opponent has 10 or more death spores, and we've already established that when we're gonna be trying to get these death spores up to 30, not 10.
yeah, big set.
So
going bigger, going home. Like that.
The death spores deal 1752 damage per second. Wait a second, is that in addition to the death field?
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's going to be
this dude
crazy.
Is going to deal so much damage.
And then the basic tentacle hits have a 30% chance to be unblockable. Yeah. Oh man, I'm having this mental picture of Winter Soldier just trapped in the corner and just melting. It's
just getting desperate
and unblockable and it's going to be so crazy. And then he'll get to a special 3 and power drain him and start it all over. It's going to be crazy.
Power steal as well. I think the one thing he's missing from all this death talk and so much death going on.
Yeah.
I think he's missing some anti-healing.
Well, okay, you're right. Plus all of his debuffs and damage are passive. So
they won't necessarily interact with despair.
Yeah, but I'm seeing these numbers I'm just seeing so much damage that I think he's going to be fine for Note 24. That's my guess. I just can't see. I mean, you'd have to place a healing champion there for him to have maybe some trouble. Somebody who's already healing, like a King Group maybe, or I don't know. Who else heals a lot?
Yeah, he's gonna out damage Note 24, and that's crazy.
Yeah, he'll out damage Note 24 if it's like a Medusa, say, or
a
Korg, but maybe not. Man, I'm blanking on regen heroes right now.
Like Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, right? Yeah.
The OG blocker at Note 24.
Yeah, that was.
You remember how everyone was ranking their Green Goblin because he was so good?
Yeah,
nobody could counter it.
Stark Spidey had not much trouble with him there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. But yeah, now maybe he'll see a comeback for the first week when Omega comes out.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's
Who's
just, there's
his
so many
tech
no
champ?
24 counters now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have too many of those. But I feel if you see a skill on no 24, this dude is gonna be your go-to.
Yeah, and he's going to be your go-to for the whole path, really. You know what's interesting is no persistent charges this month.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Maybe they don't like it. They're like, this isn't really working out. We'll see.
it's fine in small doses.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Lethal dose, small doses.
Oh
Get it? Get
man,
it? Oh
you had to
man,
explain that one.
yeah, big time. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think it's. I think. What else can we say about Omega Red? Because.
uh, when it comes to nodes on Alliance War defense, I think he's gonna be good on. I think he's gonna be good on a few different nodes.
Brute Force, I think I'll call that
Brute
one.
Force is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He may also be good on the flare node because you are degenning a bunch, so you want to just go in and inflict some damage on him. But he doesn't. He will go down to like 5 hits from Stark Spidey.
Yeah,
Corvus.
unlikely you'll
die
get the
from
kill, but it might be really a potion sucker before they go on to the mini boss.
Even on Brute Force, I don't think he will get the kill because he had Brute Force in Uncollected mode and he was fine.
Yeah, but it's different though.
Maybe
Alliance War, it gets a little more hectic, and if you start down the path of missing the timer, it really can spiral out of control because you'll go in when you don't want to.
Hear me out here, and I'm not doing this to convince anyone to let me play with suicides. What if he starts with a death field, and he is on brute force? So they will have to hit him.
They're taking damage one way or another.
One way or another. But then again, the brute force damage is cut in half if you go in there with a tech champion. So
yeah. Well, just hold on. Look at this too. So that's his signature ability. Remember, they have a 30% chance to be unblockable.
But you never get to 10.
I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, if they have 10. Well, hold on. Let's just think. Like maybe a stun immune. No.
Maybe, yeah. I was thinking maybe on like immunity nodes, like immunity mini or stun immune mini. He may be okay. Those nodes rarely get like kills anymore, so maybe he'll be fine there. But I think this dude is just an offensive beast.
Yeah, I really think that even though it's all about unavoidable damage with this guy, he's meant for the attack, not the defense.
Yeah, it's very avoidable on defense. Trust me, it's just you can.
Oh, do you know what might be good versus him? Oh, the aggression fury node. Yeah, I'm calling that one, dude. That one is
Limber too, right?
You've got to you've got to step back. You've got to go in often versus that node, or you're going to be taking lots of damage. And then
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You can go in often against this dude. You can just do like a medium and a light dash back, then the parry or like beta heavy, and then medium light dash back. The dust pores, they fall off so fast.
Yeah, it's 1 second, they're all gone.
Yeah,
so.
that it's maybe he will like deplete a little bit of health there. Maybe he won't. Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah.
But on offense, this dude is gonna be sick.
Yeah, definitely he's gonna be the new champion where all the videos are gonna come out. People are gonna say, "Watch Omega Red melt this person on on the boss nodes or on 24." He's gonna have the damage to take on bosses, I think.
Big time, yeah.
So we've potentially just seen the next Corvus Glaive here. As it not very similar champion wise.
I wanted to talk about Corvus and this dude, how different they are, I believe.
Well, very different, but they will fill the similar spots in war, I think.
Running with suicides, but I feel there's a big the biggest difference between these two is the healing and how cheap to run this dude is gonna be.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't 455 my Corvus yet.
Oh man, I'm so excited for this grind. You have no idea.
The only thing is, I'll say this about Omega Red. He looks cool and everything, but I'm not, if I'm just the way I usually go about rank ups, if I'm putting Corvus Glaive next to this guy, just animations model wise, I think Corvus takes the cake. He's so much.
I love Corvus
so
and
cool.
how he has like a little dangling skirt. I love it. Big
I love his special 2, which is one of the most satisfying ones to launch in the game.
Oh man, have you seen this dude's SP2?
Yeah, I've seen his. I don't know. The tentacles are. Maybe it's just me that the tentacles.
Yeah, I agree. Personal preferences is just everything in this game.
Yeah, so I think as long as whoever's if you get this guy and you like the way he looks and feels and everything, then you've just landed in a gold mine. I mean, he's gonna be amazing for so much content. I think. Yes. I mean, what if we're just totally wrong how this plays out?
I'm spending all my tax refunds, and by that I mean missing dispersion refunds on grinding this dude.
Really? So yeah. you're gonna go for him and Emma, maybe?
I think no, just him, not Emma.
Yeah, I think Emma.
I'm leaving one spot in Emma just for you.
So that's great, man. So I thought, like when I read both of these abilities, I thought Omega Red would easily be the hype champion, and I was getting messages like in comments on my video and stuff, and they said, no way, man, Emma's gonna be the hype champion, like everyone wants her. And I was like, okay, well maybe I'm wrong then. I didn't understand.
Yes, gravitate towards Emma.
Well,
I don't need more competition.
This will be out before the arena grind, so
no,
you've just added 10 million to your score.
Son of a